Hey guys, how's it going? Laura with Garden Answer. I'm working on an area in my landscape today, and it's kind of a shady, part shady area, dappled sunlight. It's right underneath two great big pine trees, and I've been debating what I should do with this area, and I decided to go with a hedge of autumn frost hostas. This is a great option if you've got a part shade to shade area. I've used them a lot in videos in the past in lots of projects and in containers. It's a really good option for that too because they don't get enormous. They grow about a foot tall and maybe 20 to 24 inches wide, so they make a really nice plant to like tuck into a landscape, into a garden bed somewhere, or into a container, or do this with. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. So let me explain this area a little bit. To my left right here, we are going to be putting in a pathway. This was planted area that we just found ourselves walking through so much that we decided, you know what, we should just make a walkway right there. It would make it a lot easier. So that's the eventual plan for right here. That's why I stopped the hedge right there, because that's about where the walkway is going to start. And then this whole area right here, until I decide what I want to back plant these hostas with, I'm going to plant the whole thing in coleus this year. So we will do another video when I do that. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Another great thing about these hostas, if you're not aware, they are a zone 3 through 9. So if you live in an area that has really harsh winter climates, they're really great for that. They also have very thick leaves, which some hostas don't, and so they don't hold up to rain very well. They tend to flop and fold over. These don't, and they're not as susceptible to slugs. So slugs actually prefer other varieties more than they prefer this one. So if that's a problem for you, this is a really good option. Okay, so I'm gonna get these all on the ground, and then I wanna just see how they look. Let's do this. All right, doesn't this area look great? I really like how it turned out, and it actually was a lot easier digging than I thought. I thought I was gonna be running into a ton of different roots from these trees, but all the holes were like super simple to dig. So hostas like an area that is well draining but moist, and I think that this spot will be perfect because the soil is really good. It's not very clay right here, so I think the water will wick pretty quickly, and then I'll be able to irrigate with my drip line here. So this is where it starts. It actually hooks right into our irrigation system right here, and then I ran a piece of drip tubing that I'm going to just tack right behind all of the hostas. I just use landscape staples like this. These are the things you use to tack down like landscape fabric. It works great for this drip tubing. So I'm just gonna make sure the drip tube just runs right along the backside of all of these hostas. And then when I get ready to plant my coleus in here, I'll just be able to tap right into the end of this, attach more drip tube, and I'll just swirl it around in this area. But I'm not gonna do that until I have my coleus because I don't want to waste any water. So the last couple of things I wanted to mention about this variety of hosta is that they do bloom about midsummer to late summer, early fall, and they're lavender colored, but we don't grow hostas so much for their blooms as we do for their foliage. In fact, most of the time I will go in and remove the hosta blooms because I don't want anything to distract from the foliage. This one is particularly striking to me because of the bright yellow margins, and they're really thick. They clearly pop in the landscape, and I do like the blue in this under too. I think it's just a really pleasing blend. This variety is also very early to emerge in the spring, so if you have a spot in your landscape that doesn't have much for spring interest, this would be a good variety to put in because it does come up a little earlier than the rest. And like I said, we are going to be doing another video when I back plant this whole area with coleus. I think it's going to be incredibly beautiful. Cannot wait to show you guys the transformation, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.